Did you wear these?
Briefly.
Why'd you take them off?
Well, because then I was going to be using the scissors.
Oh.
And then they were too bulky to be putting my thumb into the...
Put your nose in there.
Oh, why?
They're brand new.
You want me to smell?
Yes.
It smells like
Put it away in there.
leather.
Oh.
That's
Part of the
nice.
ritual.
It's mildew.
Oh, I didn't smell
And I
any
brought
mildew.
them home from Ace Hardware,
I don't smell mildew.
and I couldn't wear them. And I finally put them in a Ziploc with baking soda in there and zipped it up and left them in for
That's mildew.
Oh.
for a few days, and it didn't do anything. So I gave these to you thinking you'd go, ew, ew.
Oh, thank you. How nice of you.
Well, you didn't react the way I wanted you to.
Yeah,
I was
well,
wondering
good.
why you
Got
went out
you.
of your way to give those to her.
Yeah.
It's called-
No, it's called mullein. Let me show you. You've seen them before.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I was noticing that one is flowered out just in the last couple days with all the water.
Oh, it's a bit better.
Suki is deaf. As far as I can tell, she is totally deaf. Maybe she's got 5% hearing. But I had her to the vet yesterday to check her ears. And yeah, they found ear infection on both. One was worse than the other, more advanced than the other, but the lesser one was, that was beginning. And I'm reading online this morning that if it's left untreated, it's not going to go away by itself. So they had two options. I can treat this at home with whatever antibiotic. You got to shove it. It sounds bad. Get it into the ear, and you got to go for 2 weeks. Or we have a treatment we do here with warm oil or waxy substance and they cost about the same. I said, well, let's do the treatment right now. Okay. So they did. Last night at supper time, I began making the noises of getting her food dish ready, and she was laying on the love seat like usual and did not respond. Well, I finally got her over to sit by the dish. I went through my routine, getting the pill dispenser out, shaking it, making that noise, clicking it open, saying, okay. She just looked at me, drooling, and it did not occur to me. She can't hear me. She's waiting to hear, okay. You know, I slapped my thigh, okay. Finally, what do? Not realizing that she can't hear me. What the hell's the matter with her? I went back and sat down, began to read. And finally, I heard her eating, like she had given up. Okay, I'm just going to eat. And then all evening, as I began to realize, what the hell did they do to her in that back room at the vet's office? She can't hear. So this morning, I called the vet's office. A very helpful young lady answered, and I explained what my concern was. And she said, well, let me go talk with the vet. She came back on and she said, I didn't even finish asking him before he said, oh, yeah, no, he won't be able to hear for a couple weeks. That's the way the treatment goes. I wanted to yell like most people probably would, and I did not. I just said, wow, that's a relief, thank you. I wanted to yell at her, why don't you people tell me that? I did not say that, but the receptionist, the gal on the phone, said, I didn't know that, and I'm learning a lot here. Well, bless her heart. Okay, well maybe now both the vet knows. I gotta tell my customer, the dog owner, your dog won't be able to hear for a couple of weeks. It's very, very vulnerable feeling that ears are a mechanical device that we take for granted, just assume, well, everything, everybody, every dog is able to hear. And if they lose it, something goes wrong with those mechanics. They can't hear anymore. It was a rough day yesterday. Daughter Kinsey came over to make us dinner and have TV night, and I'm afraid I was a little bit snarly. Not with her, but just in general. I was sick to death of the ladybugs. Killing them in the house. And I gotta get rid of them because they'll be there all winter. Thriving and surviving and flying an inch past my ear. They got a very low-pitched hum to their wings. Oh well. Suki has not been shaking her head as much. A little bit, now and again, but not at all. So I'm grateful. Well, this morning, laying in bed, waking up, I began to get paranoid. Maybe this new vet is he's making up things and doing bad things in the back room to my beloved Suki and charging me $125 for it. I left there with a $188 bill. I picked up some Bravecto, the tick medication. I thought, I really got to get her back on it now that we got activity. And I got home and I thought, it's October. What do you want 3 months worth of tick medication for? Well, she's bringing them into the house. In the bed. I'm going to leave this out here. Why don't I need to bring it in? It was out all night, so it should be nice and chilly. Hello, Suki. Hello, Suki. Yeah, it's a good girl. No. God, that is scary. All our life together. I could talk to her like that, and she'd look at me and respond. And to lose that, I'm so glad it's not permanent. What would I do? I'd get used to it like everything else in life. You go through a bad spot, a sudden change in life as you know it, and most humans adapt and move on. Well, sweetie.
See, as you go up, the tree gets narrower. And as it gets narrower, then this dips down more. You've seen how it works, haven't you? So even though I hung on it with all my weight, it's not biting. Should be biting into the bark. Anyway, you stand up in there, hook your feet into there, and you lift this thing up. And then while you're standing on that, you lift this up. Whoa! So you like this. Whoa! Yeah. I'm gonna fall. Well, I don't know if I have to, maybe I have to sharpen these things or something.
Deaf dog and I are going for a walk. It's very new experience living with a dog who suddenly can't hear. I looked at her this afternoon, just a few minutes ago, and came down from the loft on the stairs, and she is on the love seat. She's licking herself. She always hears me coming down and looks up. I made a lot of noise. Nope. Very creepy sensation to have a dog all of a sudden go deaf. And then I yelled out, I don't know, my usual banter with her. No response. This morning I had an appointment in town. I came down from the loft, changed my shirt, got ready to go. And the usual for me is to tell her. She looks up and I say, I gotta go to work. And she knows what that means. So this morning when I was about to leave the house, she was sound asleep on the love seat. And I said her name, went right over there. And finally I stroked one of her paws, get her to wake up. I don't want to startle her. And finally she opened her eyes and then raised her head and looked at me. I had to learn that. Being considerate of her and not to startle her, but I want to make sure she knows I got to go to work. And I said that very loudly. And there was a little bit of activity in her eyes, so I knew that she had heard. That is one of the most gnarly oaks. I'd like to find out which species or variety of oak holds onto their leaves. Obviously not this one. Well, let's take a walk down to Dennis's pool. Begs a photo. I am really enjoying the fall color. And I don't remember doing any of this really the last few years that I've lived here. Maximizing my exposure to the fleeting fall colors. I do know every year it seems like I look back mid-November, end of November, and think, what happened to it all? I missed it. That's so neat that she waits for me. Lovely girl, courteous cur. Oh, God. That was a phone call from Helen. From blah, blah, blah. How are you doing? Oh, yeah, well, okay, that's that giveaway right there. And I said no and pushed it off. I can't slam down well, I could under the ground here. I guess that would not do a lot. So I've got my safety socks on. So what? Nobody cares. I don't either. Now that is a pitiful looking jack pine. I should come over here in mid-December and put a Christmas ornament on it. Have my own Charlie Brown tree. Gotta get back to the ranch and resume my wood splitting. I did a wheelbarrow full yesterday. I emptied the wheelbarrow first into the woodshed and then emptied the second one into the woodshed. Feeling so virtuous, actually looked at the stack. Oh, geez. This takes forever. I don't know how I filled up that newest woodshed a year ago. And I don't remember when I filled that woodshed up that it took me a long time and many loads. I guess I just shut my eyes, turned on the radio and went. Never thought much about it. But I remember that I just kept at it every day. Shut the mind off, don't evaluate, just split wood, move it and stack it. The wise words of a guru from somewhere in my past. Slow and steady gets the job done. I think that was my father guru. I think it's very neat that Suki, when she's lost her hearing, we have developed a whole lot of non-verbal signals over the years. I'm using those a lot now. It's evaporating again. Listening to the radio yesterday while I was doing wood, they had a woman expert on there talking about something related to COVID-19 and vaccinations. And she wanted to be important, educated, literate. She used the word emotionality. Oh, God. There is no such word. Suki and I are a couple of geriatric bog settlers. We're both at a time in life where we have exchanged the 2 steps forward and 1 step back in life, and we're now 2 steps backward and 1 step forward, both of us. She's having a lot of trouble with her ears. She had her ear treatment on Monday, been mostly deaf since then. Very, very uncomfortable. The ear treatment doesn't seem to be getting her better. Last night she was pacing the floor, shaking her head violently, on and on and on. And there's nothing I can do except mourn, hurt for her, called the vet this morning and asked if there's some sort of pain medication that we can give her to help her get through this until the ear treatment begins to work. I don't know. Called back and told me to up her Galliprant, which is a pain medication. I didn't realize that. I was giving her half of a pill a day versus a whole pill a day, so I increased that. I get a kick out of this two-tone gopher mound. You can probably see down in there. I stuck a dryer sheet in there a few days ago. He hasn't been back. Isn't that sensational? A rainy Saturday afternoon. There is nothing better than this. The rain on the roof. Oh, it's like music, man. It's just, this is the rain we've been getting. I got up this morning to half an inch of rain overnight in the rain gauge. Just what a delight. Delightful. And I don't have to be anywhere. I don't have to be anywhere. Love it. A little son of a bitch. I looked at it last night. He had not destroyed it yet.